Well, an ATF whistleblower exposes rampant fraud. We're going to talk about that next. But first, a lot of companies are so frustrated with their websites. They look old, it's out of date, and it's not getting any customers. Well, SageTree gets it. Since 2005, SageTree has been helping companies with websites that look great, work great, and get leads. So stop being frustrated by your website and get one that you're proud to share. Contact SageTree today to get a website that makes the phone ring. And getting started is so easy. Call 866-728-9100. That's 866-728-9100. And let's get your website fixed today.
So I'm not a big fan of the ATF. I've not been, I haven't hid that. I've been pretty vocal about it. Right before, a couple years ago, it was right before COVID, I was invited to a meeting that ATF hosted, and a bunch of FFLs were invited. The gun dealers were invited, so I got invited to just kind of be a fly on the wall. And it started out by saying, "Hey, we want to stop a bunch of drug cartels from getting guns, and causing a lot of illegal activity." And okay, great, everybody wants to do that. We don't want a bunch of criminals, getting firearms and using them to cause crime. That's horrible. And then the rest of the meeting was all about how the ATF is using. There's a federal law that basically says if you're breaking a local or a state law, that you're also breaking a federal law. It's kind of this,
Two for one.
Yeah, and then we're going to use that. So, because if they break a state gun law, if they break a California gun law, the ATF shouldn't care. It's not a federal law. They're a federal agency. But they said, oh, no, there's this law that says, hey, if you break a state law, then you're also breaking a federal law. So that's what we're going to use to go after, especially they talked all about the pistol roster. And the pistol roster is the safe handgun roster is it's a list of pistols that dealers can sell in California, and the only way to get on the list is to go through a drop test in a lab, et cetera, and you have to have a micro stamp. That's technology that doesn't exist, so it's in fact basically a pistol ban. I mean, very few pistols you can buy in California because of this. Well, what does that have to do with drug cartels getting illegal guns? Nothing. It has to do with going after somebody who bought a gun in Arizona and now they're in California because they couldn't get a Gen 5 Glock, and they could get it in Arizona. They can't get it. It has nothing to do with a drug cartel. It has everything to do with just being anti-gun. It was the most intimidating meeting I've ever been to, and I'm not really easily intimidated. And the ATF meeting where they are viciously going after Californians for these stupid, gun laws that don't exist in any other state, rather than doing what they say they want to do, which is go after drug cartels. I've long said that the ATF is a predatory agency. Full stop. So, Ammoland published an article. The author of the article is a guy named John Crump, and Ammoland.com is a fantastic website that does Second Amendment articles. They published an article on an ATF agent that quit and wrote a letter, kind of a whistleblower-esque letter. A leaked resignation letter provided to Ammoland News shows the ATF agency in turmoil over political pressure. Brandon M. Garcia was a career Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, Explosives, or ATF, special agent until he resigned over the politicalization of the federal agency and the government's attempt to divide people. Garcia sent a lengthy 6-page resignation letter laying out his reasons for leaving the Bureau after 18 years of service. He explains that he didn't do the job for the money or for fun. He wanted to put violent criminals behind bars, but lately he doesn't feel like he knew what the mission was anymore. He was asked to do things that didn't make any sense, and when he asked why, he was always told because they said so. And this is what he's describing. What he's beginning to describe is exactly what I was talking about when I'm sitting in this ATF meeting going, hey, great, yeah, let's all join hands and help to fight crime. And then, 3/4 of the meeting was, here's how we're going after you and the people you love for, trying to get a Gen 5 Glock because you can't get a Gen 3. I mean, it's ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous. Here's a quote from the letter. Quote, I don't know what the mission really is anymore, but I don't like it. For the past couple of years, I've found myself asking why a lot more often. As of late, the answer is typically because they said so. I still don't know who they are, but I seem to disagree with whoever they are pretty much on everything, Garcia wrote in his resignation letter. The former special agent highlights how crimes across the country are prosecuted differently depending on if the state is a red state or a blue state. He explained that agents are expected to set aside their personal political beliefs, but says that the same standard doesn't apply to the entire Department of Justice. He claims other ATF employees are struggling with the same realization. He claims that the woke left is running the country. He specifically targets the DOJ Civil Rights Division. He insinuates the low morale at the ATF and other law enforcement in other law enforcement in general is because of the anti-law enforcement movement that he feels is being pushed by the administration and Joe Biden's Attorney General, Merrick Garland. He says the DOJ was using COVID as a, quote, scapegoat. He points out that the last time the morale was as low as it is now is under the Obama administration, which he says was also hostile to law enforcement. He also points out that each administration celebrates diversity unless it is diversity of thought. And I don't think it's not a very popular opinion. I think people go, oh, hey, wait, Mike, you don't want to, calling the ATF predatory. Gee, golly, that's uncomfortable. But frankly, it is. They really, really are, especially in Southern California. I think he's absolutely right. I think that the federal agencies act differently in different states. I don't think they're the same in Arizona. I don't think they're the same in Nevada as they are in California, because they really, truly are aggressively going after what I would say are normal people that are not career criminals. In other words, if they're breaking a gun law, they're doing it unintentionally, or they're doing it not as a result of, or not for the purpose of committing crimes, but they're doing it because they didn't know. They didn't know. Oh, I didn't know I couldn't do that. I didn't know that, I don't understand why this Gen 5 Glock is so much different than this Gen 3 Glock. I thought I was following the law by getting a buddy of mine or whatever in another state to buy, that sort of thing. I don't know, Alicia, how much confusion do you see, for people that come through your classes, especially new shooters, and they don't understand when it comes to magazines, guns, etc.?
Oh, it's constant. They don't understand the roster. They don't understand the reason for it. They don't, they just, like you were stating, you look at a Gen 3 Glock versus a Gen 5. As far as function goes, there's minimal difference. It comes down more to grip and to texture, and do you have finger grooves? Do you not? How does that play into the safety of the firearm? And it just, a lot of those laws and rules don't make any sense, and so people are confused. They don't understand it. And
you guys are both professional firearms instructors, and I know, Perry, you and I have had multiple conversations where you call me up, send me a message, say, hey man, I'm trying to do this, or can I do that, or how do I do this, or that's it. You shouldn't have to be a paralegal to defend yourself.
No, it's just hard keeping up. Like I mean, just like you were talking about, I have clients and students that they come to me with the questions, or they see a firearm they want to get, and I'm like, oh, you can't have that. They're like, oh, what about this one? Oh, I can't have that either. And so I think it's just extremely hard just to keep up with. And at that point, it's like how much is it regulated with local law enforcement? How often do they keep up with all the different laws that are happening?
He goes on, Agent Garcia goes on to write, did our leaders forget that ATF agents are law enforcement? Most agents are pro-gun. All agents should be anti-criminal. We did not become ATF agents so we could collect data, ensure firearms are in compliance, seize trigger groups, argue about what a firearm is or is not, seize firearms for reasons other than prosecuting criminals, or spend countless hours inputting data to justify someone else's existence in headquarters. We became ATF agents so we could work the streets and smack evil in the mouth. We took this job because we were willing to risk it all and hope that we can make the streets just a little bit safer for the law-abiding, upstanding citizens of the USA. At least that's why I became an ATF agent, Garcia wrote. I got to tell you, we need more ATF agents like that. We need the ATF in general to get back to that attitude because, again, I will say one more time, and it's currently in Southern California, they are a predatory agency, not to be respected, to be heavily audited, and to be completely overhauled.
Well, we got people to audit them. We just hired 87,000.
Not that kind of auditing.
Well, we could spare a few. That's okay.
Thanks for watching this clip from Gun Owners Radio. You can watch us live every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. California time, right here on our YouTube channel, or if you're in the San Diego area, you can listen to us on 1170 a.m. We're also available on your favorite podcast platform for free. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can help restore and protect the Second Amendment, not just in California, but across the country.